But first, the big story that we are breaking at the moment. It appears that the noose is slowly tightening on the former IPL Chief Commissioner Lalit Modi. A special court in Mumbai dealing with money laundering has now issued letters rogatory which insist that Mr. Modi join the judicial process. They've written it to Singapore and Mauritius. It's a formal request from a court in India to a foreign cause for judicial assistance. The court's move comes ahead of the Congress's plans to move an adjournment motion in Rajya Sabha tomorrow to discuss the Lalit Modi controversy. The Enforcement Directorate has sought the letters rogatory to access details of bank accounts and transactions in connection with the 2008 deal over IPL television rights. Atir Khan joining us to give us an update on that. Atir, I think the date was to be the 21st by which Mr. Lalit Modi was to present himself before court. That hasn't happened. He is in London. Do these letters rogatory change anything on the ground? Will they put any additional pressure on Lalit Modi?
Well, certainly, you see, Rajdeep, there is tremendous pressure on the government to act, and in line with that, the ED has acted and it has, approached PMLA court, which has now given an approval for letter rogatories to be sent. Now, it's a very tedious process, Rajdeep. The letter rogatory, of course, goes to the MHA, then it goes to Ministry of External Affairs, and we know that there's so many letter rogatories which are still pending in foreign countries. But now, with this move, the ED gets a handle on legal handle on Lalit Modi. So far, it was only proceeding as far as FEMA is concerned, but now PMLA, the cognizance has been taken, and this letter rogatory goes there. So there is some hope for ED to act against Lalit Modi.
But the fact is, Atir, the fact is Lalit Modi lives in London. What attempt has this government really made to try and convince the British government to have Lalit Modi deported? There doesn't seem to be any specific action that they have taken since this scandal broke out.
Well, absolutely, you're right. There was no serious efforts on the part of the government, but until, this move which has a legal sanctity, and now, of course, when the letter rogatory goes to another country, it is duty bound to act on it. And it goes from one court of India to another court. So therefore, two countries will now be involved, and they will have to, join in the judicial process, which happens. But then again, Rajdeep, it all depends on how long it will take. It's a very tedious process.
Right, tedious process. So clearly the Enforcement Directorate moving, many would say, much too slowly and much too late to take on Lalit Modi. Now, speaking of Lalit Modi, the IPL Governing Council meeting in Mumbai on Sunday saw the BCCI divided on the future of suspended franchises CSK and Rajasthan Royals. Today, a 5-member committee has been appointed to take a decision on what should be done with these two franchises. The committee includes former India captain Sourav Ganguly and is headed by Rajiv Shukla, the Congress politician, and Anurag Thakur of the BJP. What exactly is happening in the BCCI? An exclusive report by India Today correspondent Rashesh Mandani.
We know that the IPL Governing Council decided to appoint a working group to decide the BCCI's next course of action after the Lodha verdict. But that's not all that happened in the meet, which turned out to be a stormy one. India Today gives you a lowdown and an inside track on how this decision was reached.
It all started with former treasurer MP Pandav's letter where he batted for a 10-team IPL 2 years down the line. He proposed the idea of inviting 2 new teams into the fold. This is what set the ball rolling, and Srinivasan and CSK loyalists presented their case against those in favour of terminating the 2 franchisees. It was Indian coach Ravi Shastri who first came to the defence of Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals. He was of the opinion that teams with reputable names like Rahul Dravid and MS Dhoni attached to them should not be punished harshly. GC member Ajay Shirke, though was not amused, he called MS Dhoni a liar who had fudged facts in front of the Mudgal panel as far as Mayappan was concerned. Treasurer Anirudh Chaudhary then took the mantle and said the board could take the 2 teams under their fold and let external firms like KPMG and Deloitte run them in order to avoid conflict of interest. Nobody seemed to be taking the bait, and majority were tilting in favour of floating fresh tenders. This is when COO Sundar Raman made his presence felt and pointed out the nightmares of holding a 10-team tournament 2 years down the line. Ajay Shirke again had a counter-argument prepared. He reminded Raman that it was he who had in fact made it possible with Pune and Kochi in the fold.
Yet with the next round of Lodha committee reforms on BCCI not too far away, the BCCI will have to ensure that its legal position is strong. For the moment though, CSK and RR can breathe easy for 6 more weeks. In Mumbai, Rasesh Mandani for India Today.